Alright, 1.1, dividing a polynomial by a binomial, long division. So first of all, let's recall how to long divide because, you know, it's been a while probably since we've got calculators and all sorts of stuff. Okay, so let's go through some terminology. We're going to go 354 divided by 3. This is called the dividend. I don't even know how to say that word. That doesn't even look like the word I just said. That's the number that you're dividing. This is called the divisor. And then we're going to actually do this, and we're going to have two more words. So let's do this. So first of all, we're going to see how many times 3 goes into 3. It goes in once. We're going to subtract the two things, and we get 0. Then we bring down the 5. Now we see how many times 5 goes into, or 3 goes into 5, which is also once. We go 3 times 1 is 3. We're going to subtract them, and we get 2. We bring down the 4. 3 goes into 24 8 times. 8 times 3 is 24. We subtract them to get 0. So we have a remainder of 0. We don't actually have to write that one at 0, but I'm going to because we can say that this is called the remainder. And this is called the quotient. So those are just some definitions there. So let's practice another one. I'm just going to erase that. Okay, so we have 1620 by 12. So this one we have to go for the first 2 digits because it's a 2-digit number. So it doesn't go into 1, but it goes into 16 once. Write the number down, subtract it. The difference is 4. Bring down a 2. 12 goes into 42 3 times. 3 times 12 is 36. Subtract the two numbers and we get 6. Bring down the 0. 12 goes into 65 times. Exactly. No remainder. Okay, 1489 divided by 2. It goes into 1 0 times, but it goes into 14 7 times. 2 goes into 8 4 times. Bring down the 9. 2 goes into 9 4 times as well, and this one will have a remainder. So we have a remainder of 1. So I know this seems kind of silly because this is like literally from grade 3, but the same exact process is going to be happening with polynomials and binomials. So we're going to divide now this by this. So I'm going to start with writing it out, and what's important to note is that you need to put it in what is called descending order. So descending order starts with your biggest term and it goes down to your smallest term. And if you're missing anything, you need to put a placeholder in. So we have 2x cubed plus 3x squared minus 2x plus 5. So I just rearranged it so that it went from descending order from the biggest x to the smallest. And we have every single x, so we're good, like there's no spaces. And now we're going to divide by x minus 1. Alright, this is what you're going to do. What you want to happen is you want to make this term the same as this term so that we can cancel them. So what I would need to multiply this by is a 2 so that the 2's are the same, and an x squared so that we have x to the power of 3. And then what we're going to do is we're going to multiply this into both terms. So this would turn this into 2x cubed when we do this one. And then when we do this one, it would be minus 2x squared. Then what we're going to do is we're going to subtract them. So we have 2x cubed minus 2x cubed, it makes 0. That's what you're supposed to get. Now we have 3x squared subtract negative 2x squared. So I'm just going to write that. 3x squared subtract negative 2x squared, which makes that 5x squared. Then you're going to bring down the next term. So we have 5x squared subtract 2x. Again, we want to make it so that, I'm going to erase this, our first term is the same as that x. So we need to make it positive 5 and times it by another x. So now I'm going to distribute that in. So we have 5x squared minus 5x. Now I'm going to subtract them. 5x squared subtract 5x squared is 0, which is what you want. If you don't get a 0, you screwed up. Okay, negative 2 subtract negative 5 turns it into plus 3x. Now we're going to bring down the plus 5. Again, we want to make this term the same as this term, so we need to multiply it by 3. Oops. So I'm going to distribute the 3 in, so 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 1 is minus 3. Now I'm going to subtract my two terms. The first one becomes 0, and then we have 5 subtract negative 3, which is 8, which is my remainder. So really what this means is if I take x minus 1, I'll do a different color, and I times it by 2x squared plus 5x plus 3, and I add an additional 8, I'm going to get my same thing. So this is how we write it out. That is the result when you divide. So the next page is we're going to check this. So this, oh, one more thing. This is the divisor. This is the quotient. This is the remainder, in case we want that language again. Okay, so let's verify our work. So we have x minus 1, 2x squared plus 5x plus 3 plus 8. So what we should get is when we multiply it out, we want the original equation, which was this. 2x cubed plus 5 minus 2x plus 3x squared. I'm just going to write that there. Oh my gosh, there we go. Okay, so let's multiply this out. So we have x times 2x squared is 2x cubed. X times 5x is 5x squared. X times 3 is 3x. Now we have negative 1 times 2x is negative 2x squared. Negative 1 times 5x is negative 5x. Negative 1 times 3 is negative 3 plus an 8 at the end. Now I'm going to simplify, so I have 2x cubed, and then I have a plus 5x minus a 2x, which is 3x squared. And then we have plus 3x minus 5x, which is minus 2x, minus 3 plus 8, which is plus 5, which is the same as that, obviously rearranged. So you can always check to see if your factoring has been done right because you can verify. So let's do another example and then we'll verify as well. So we're going to divide this by this. So we have 3x to the power of 4 minus 3x3. And what I'm noticing is I don't have an x squared. So what you have to do is you have to put a placeholder in, a 0x squared, which seems silly, but it really doesn't change anything because that's just 0. Then we have plus 3x and we have minus 20. And we're going to divide it by x plus 2. Alright, let's go. We want this to be the same as this. So I need to multiply it by a 3 and x to the power of 3. I'm going to distribute it in. So I have 3x to the power of 4 plus 6x cubed. So I'm going to subtract those two numbers, and we get 0, and we have negative 3 plus 6. Okay, first of all, that's not a 3. That's just a 1. Negative 1. I changed the question for some reason. Okay, negative 1 subtract 6 is negative 7x cubed. Bring down the 0x squared. Okay, now we're going to make the first terms the same again. So I need to make x the same as negative 7x cubed, so I'm going to multiply it by a negative 7x squared. Now I'm going to distribute this in. So we have negative 7x cubed and minus 14x squared. Now I'm going to subtract those. The first one becomes 0. We have 0 minus negative 14, which becomes positive 14x squared. Now I'm going to bring down the next term, which is a 3x. I want to make my first term the same as 14x squared, so I'm going to multiply it by 14x. So I have 14x squared when I distribute there, plus 28x. We're going to subtract those two things, and we get 0, 3 plus, or subtract positive 28 is going to make negative 25x. Bring down the 20, minus 20. Last step, we want to make this the same as negative 25x, so we're going to multiply it by negative 25. Distribute it in, we have negative 25x minus 50. Subtract these two things, we have 0. Negative 20 subtract negative 50 will become positive 30. So my remainder is 30. So I would rewrite this as x plus 2, that's my divisor, then the quotient, 7x squared plus 14x minus 25, plus the remainder. So let's verify. Well, I'll just change the screen. So let's verify. So we have x plus 2, 3x cubed minus 7x squared plus 14x minus 25 plus 30. And we're trying to make 3x to the power of 4x cubed plus 3x minus 20. Okay, let's distribute. So we have x times 3x squared is 3x to the power of 4. X times negative 7x squared is minus 7x cubed. X times 14x is 14x squared. X times negative 25 is negative 25x. I'm going to run out of room. 2 times 3x is squared is 6x cubed. I just said squared. 2 times negative 7x squared is negative 14x squared. 2 times 14x is 28x. 2 times negative 25 is minus 50, and then plus 30 at the end. Now we're going to combine our like terms. So this is the only like term, so 3x to the power of 4. We have negative 7x cubed plus 6x, which makes negative x cubed. We have plus 14x squared minus 14x squared. See ya. Minus 25 plus 28 makes plus 3x. And then minus 50 plus 30 makes negative 20. Amazing. You're all doing amazing, sweeties. And that is how you long divide. Bye!